Peace and love, everyone. Salute. I hope everybody is doing well. I wanted to come by and address some more topics concerning the political front because I know that as time is winding down and we get closer and closer to November, I think it's imperative for us, of course, to be cognizant of the atmosphere, as I always say time and time again, and for us to, engage in some dialogue that keeps us refreshed, that keeps our perspectives clear, and that keeps our engagement level sharp and concise as far as, leaning towards what type of decision that we are going to make politically, if we are voting, if we are not going to be voting, for whom we're going to be voting, and everything in between. I think it's important for us within our community to engage in all types of conversations concerning the political landscape. So I wanted to bring a conversation today that I thought was very, very poignant, very important to call out and pay attention to. So yes, as we draw nearer to election time, we are less than a month away, about 3 weeks away now. So I see a continuing theme amid the political landscape at the moment that is using an old divisive tool that is used specifically to paint a narrative of discord and misalignment between Black men and Black women. It's an old scheme that's been long used for various reasons and in various ways. But recently, as of late, as far as the political front is concerned, we've seen it used with the celebrity puppets that were used, to garner support for Kamala Harris. We saw Black male entertainers, whether they're rappers or comedians or whatever, being used, as ploys to generate some type of buzz for Black men to, vote for Kamala. We've seen Megan Thee Stallion try to relate to women, young Black women who they think would be attracted to that by seeing this woman shaking her ass for the Democratic Party or whatever have you. So we have that. But in either scenario, we see very distinct approaches toward how they want to garner Black woman voters and how they want to garner Black male voters. But as it pertains to the discourse, there's a very clear line as to how they are choosing and have been choosing to speak to and address Black men. And I find it very disparaging, very disrespectful, and 1,000% intolerable. I mean, the entire political cycle has been farcical to me from start to finish. All of this has been looking like one big parody to me, like something you'd see on SNL or something. Nonsensical and absurd on every level. And to add insult to our intelligence as an American public, and most particularly as a Black intellectual public, we have candidates addressing us without any basis, without any means of recognition, and without respect for our rights to vote how we see fit to vote as individuals and as citizens. The Black community in this country is outright being treated like children, as we will get into in a moment. It's absolutely absurd what is going on. And the dichotomy within the language being used is to further create the illusion that there is no togetherness and that they can single out one group from the next, male from the female, to kind of assume a position of authority over that of our own. As we will get into right now. Now, I'm not sure if you guys have seen, but just earlier this week, a few days ago, while at a voters event geared toward, garnering support for Kamala Harris, good old Barack Obama decided to champion this old tactic that I am referring to. okay? He took it upon himself to speak to a group of black men in a clip that is now going viral across social media. I'm not sure if you guys have seen it. Definitely go check it out. You know, I always recommend that you go find these things, engage for yourself. But in this clip, he takes a moment to single out all the black men in the room, or quote unquote, like he says, the brothers in the room. And for whatever reason, he assumes a paternalistic posture arrogantly and begins speaking and addressing these black men as if they were children, lecturing and admonishing low-key black men for not jumping out of their seats in excitement to vote for Kamala Green Harris. Apparently, opting to not vote for Kamala is a travesty of epic proportions, and it's one that he feels the need he has to sweep on his cape and save the day for. He's like, uh-oh, y'all, the black vote is looking low. Let me come out here and do my Sandman best impression that I can and get to, with the broom, sweeping up this mess that we got here now. We can't be having you niggas making messes of this good old democracy. Let me come out with my broom. Blame all of y'all for the mess that's made here. Not blame my administration, not blame Biden's administration, and all the previous administrations, Democratic and Republican alike, historically speaking, as it pertains to our people. No, I'm going to blame you, the black man, for the downfall of quote unquote democracy. And because you're not excited about this new puppet that we have in front of you that is running, you're not excited about this person, something's got to be wrong, right? Aren't you happy? Isn't she brown enough, y'all? I mean, it worked to galvanize all of you back in 2008 when it came to me. Shouldn't it work again now? This is the stance that this system is taking. They want to corral the black community in one direction that they see fit to have us within. And the moment that we are not easily fitting into those confines, now we're being castigated publicly. Excuse me? What other group is he going to with this type of admonishment? Is he going to the Jewish community for deciding to vote for whoever they want to vote for? Is he going to the Mexican community? Did he go to the Japanese American community? The absolute goal of this man to single-handedly target black men should have every black person in this country cancel completely him and the duopoly as a whole forever. I was appalled watching that, you guys. And firstly, there is no notable difference between the way in which black men and black women vote. There is no real, disparaging difference between us about how we go about voting. So miss me with the bullshit. This man is targeting and singling out black men as if they are slacking somewhere, as if they have dropped the ball along the way, as if they are a burden to freedom and liberty somehow. This is how it's being approached, you guys. As if black men are diminishing the quote unquote greater good. This is Obama, y'all. This is him. This is him up here talking. If that man doesn't have the audacity of a fool, I don't know who does. In that moment, I was absolutely baffled and astounded. So suddenly black men are being made the scapegoats and the blame for Kamala Green Harris's numbers dropping in the polls in key states. This is black men's fault. So if she loses the election, pretty much, now the Democrats have a comfortable and convenient outlet to blame. They have an excuse to prop up, ready-made and available to point a finger at. And that target is going to be black men. Is that how this is going to go? Oh, well, the black men didn't vote. My beautiful brothers, are you guys listening to this? Pay attention closely, y'all. You tell me in what system that respects your output, your voice, your contribution to this nation will call you out and dog you out publicly for exercising your own constitutional right to vote for and choose to vote for whomever you please as a citizen of this nation. It's time to wake up, you guys. Because most certainly I'm going to take it personally and I'm going to be passionate about it, because if he's talking to you, he is talking to me. That is my position as a black woman. He cannot address you and not address me. You and I are the community. So his disdain and his disregard and disrespect is aimed at us in tandem, together. And Obama is but a symptom of the duopoly. He is an expression of it. He is a mouthpiece for the system that is in place. So those sentiments that I am talking about and that he evinced within his comments expresses a much larger ideology of the duopoly at play. This is what they think of the black voter, period. It's fucking toxic as hell. Oh, I gotta have you or nobody else can type of shit. That's why they coming to us begging and pleading and trying to corral and galvanize our interest and our votes towards them. And why they aren't going to other communities doing the same goddamn thing. And that's because black independence and black sovereignty is powerful in this nation. And they want it under their beck and call and under their thumb at all times. They don't want to do a goddamn thing for it. They don't want to earn it. But they want the leisure of knowing that it's there at their disposal. You got to do more than lip service this time around. Our people ain't with that no more. We ain't on that type of time. We stepping different, period. There's a hell of a lot of us in this particular cycle who are not having that. I don't give a damn how low Kamala Green's numbers are. That's her goddamn problem. Have her introduce some goddamn policies that are worth a damn. How about that? Maybe she can get a vote here or there. Matter of fact, how about you actually hold a primary where she's actually voted in instead of thrown in without a single vote in her favor? Let's not forget, she got a seat that she wasn't even voted into. She just waltzed into it. She was placed there and we got to goddamn accept it. And now you want me to ride on a bandwagon for a woman I didn't even fucking vote in? Miss me with this, please, y'all. It's ridiculous. Never mind the fact that she has no policy whatsoever in place addressing specifically black people and our major needs and concerns. Never mind the fact that she trembles like a leaf anytime somebody mentions the word reparations in her presence. Just shudders in fear. Never mind the fact that she can't even say that she's black without stuttering and stumbling. Never mind the fact that she vehemently refuses to address the working class populace, which a majority of our people fall under. She over here sitting on goddamn public television, drinking a beer, throwing one back, like she reliving her damn college days or something. Meanwhile, millions upon millions of our people are still being incarcerated disproportionately, and nothing is being said about it. Meanwhile, we just had another innocent man killed, sanctioned by the state, given the death penalty only a few weeks ago. Nothing was said about that. Begging for the black vote without a means to uplift black people is inconsequential, especially when millions of black bodies are locked up in penitentiary. Talk about that. Talk about how we got to get these quote unquote brothers, as Obama said. Talk about these brothers doing outrageous and disproportionate sentences for weed charges or petty theft. Talk about that. Talk about why during his presidency, Obama's presidency, he did nothing about those surging high rates of police violence against black bodies, against the black men that he's begging for votes from. Talk about that. Where was his address to the quote unquote brothers when they were being gunned down under his watch? Where was his address to the brothers in Libya when he was dropping bombs on those people? In Africa. Don't get all brotherly on me now, Mr. Obama, because you didn't give a damn about us back in 2008 and ain't a goddamn thing changed today. Black men and black people do not need reprimanding from him or anyone else. My men aren't fucking children. They are men, and they have every right to vote or not vote for whoever and for whatever reason they choose. They will decide according to their own needs and the needs of the people they impact and that impact them. And they most certainly have a right to demand that they be shown an agenda that will work for their specific needs before simply casting a ballot for any simp because they have a brownish hue to their skin tone. One minute they criticizing black people for voting overwhelmingly for Obama back in 2008 because we largely voted collectively due to the fact that we related to him on a cultural level. Now that black people smartened up and many of us aren't about the Poli-Tricks anymore, Now we're being castigated for using our intelligence. Keep playing in our faces and y'all gonna have to get down where you mad at. Period. Beautiful brothers out there, to the beautiful sisters as well. Let's remain focused in our objectives. Let's remain always clear about the motives that we see that are plain as day in front of us. Let's not miss the obvious. Let's pay attention. Let's listen closely. Let's speak clearly to the things that matter to us and to the things that we want to bring forward. Let's not play with our own time. And let's definitely not allow people to play with our time. Please also be aware that there are other options. I highly recommend that you guys do your research, as I've stated in previous discussions that we've had, to research the Green Party. They are a third-party candidate. Please go do your research on them. Look them up. They are a fabulous option for those of you who are undecided, or for those of you who are looking for a fresh change in perspective and in governance. Please go check out the Green Party. Dr. Jill Stein for president and her running mate, Professor Butch Ware. Okay, please go check them out. They are definitely worth the research and the investigation and the inquiry. Okay, Black people don't owe the Democratic Party a goddamn thing. And then we definitely don't owe the Republican Party anything either. We owe ourselves, our motives, and our objectives. That is what we owe. We owe our wellness, our prosperity, and our temerity. That is what we owe. Black. No sugar, please.